Now, in March of this year, the government released its steel strategy, which was talking about taking bold steps to help grow the industry. And the bold steps that we have in front of us, granting powers to nationalise an industry and, in 6 weeks' time, introducing a 50% tariff on the imports of steel products that can also be made in the UK. And I come back to this because it is a really, really important point. Now, it does sound admirable to protect British steel, I completely understand that, but it is a decision that has been made without consultation with the industry. Because if they had consulted with the industry, then I wouldn't have had to meet with my constituent, Alec Bailey, last week, who was absolutely desperate about the prospects of his future business. A business which employs 70 people with a 35 million turnover. He owns Dynamic Metals, which is one of the UK's largest independent stockists of aerospace high-grade metals, which are obviously very specialist steels tested to high standards to be suitable for use in aircraft. Now, the issue he faces deals on 3 particular product types, which is 12A, 14 and 27. I'll spare everyone the further details. But firstly, I'll give you some more. I'll write to the Minister for sure. Firstly, none of this can be realistically made in the UK. The government has provided a list of potential suppliers, but the majority of those, including British Steel, only make commercial, not aerospace-grade steel. And the only one that might is SS UK, which is currently in liquidation. Secondly, due to the way that the legislation has been drafted, as Alex explained to me, there is no way that customs will be able to differentiate between a generic steel and a specialist steel, as they use the same HS codes upon import. So this really needs to be revisited. And thirdly, the level of the quotas set is far too low. Product 12A is subject to a 31% reduction in the quota allowance, and now there is a tiny quota being introduced for 14 and 27, where there was no quota before. All in all, Alex has no option to be able to meet his order book requirements, but to incur these tariffs. And the additional burden that he's going to have to pick up on the 1st of July, £3.2 million. He will be bankrupt within 6 months if this measure goes ahead. And he is not alone, as we have heard in this House. Hundreds of businesses are in the same position. As Alex said, this is a classic example of legislation which has been written with noble intentions to save the UK steel industry, but due to a lack of consultation, lack of industry knowledge by the authors, and a total misunderstanding of the knock-on effects, the single piece of legislation will kill steel stockholding and manufacture in the UK. So can I ask, perhaps, that when the Secretary of State is looking into the case raised by the member for South Shropshire, he might also meet with Dynamic Metals? Because without prompt action now, they will run to much more significant issues down the line come the 1st of July.